He's not set in the ways that I'm set in. So I have a way of doing things that might be more classically grounded. But he does things that are more maybe forward-looking. Maybe you want to talk about that.
I mean, like, I think like this session, like focusing on kind of like the pilot and things like one thing I've kind of learned through this process, which I think, like, I was telling Augustin what I was working on. And I was working on building a payment and billing infrastructure for my application. And I think Augustin probably had some kind of like advice for me, which maybe I didn't listen to as early as I should have. And I spent like 1 to 2 months just building out this one infrastructure element. And I actually thought that was going to be the easier part because it was like...
That's to do with payment, right?
Yeah, so that my users of my application can sign up, subscribe, pay with a credit card.
That sounds very logical. I make an app and I want to deal with payment. I want to collect money. Isn't that logical?
Well, I thought that would be the more straightforward piece because, you know, we think about all the different capabilities that AI can do, and if you're building an AI-based application, you think that maybe those things are going to be the more challenging part.
And what did Augustin tell you to do?
He said don't spend time doing that.
So it's basically like multi-seat licensing. Like if you were to have that SaaS housed at an SME, you know, when you go to SaaS, okay, so when you go to SaaS, they'll go like, they'll have a couple different plans, and then one of the plans is call us. Because that is the most, usually it's a bespoke thing, they have to do some monkey work in the back to get that billing working. He was trying to actually implement and automate that.
Mm-hmm. And then what happened?
So I banged my head against my desk many times trying to get it to work. It's now working and that's live, but the reason why I think it's interesting to mention is because since then I've been able to add other new features to my application. For example, the agent can go out, search the web, and then enrich records within the CRM. That can be built in a day or 2 days to actually kind of build that really agentic functionality. Obviously, there's some groundwork in there that enables those additional things to be added in. But really, it's you kind of think, oh, maybe the thing that sounds more simple, but is more like a infrastructure side, takes longer to set up than it does for what some of them. So when I was building and starting off building my CRM, one of the things that I was, when I was a salesperson, is that I would frequently be on the road meeting clients, and I would maybe do 20 meetings within a week. And then I'd get back to the office, and then I'd need to sit down and manually enter everything into my CRM system. And by the time it comes to that, you've forgotten the key details, or maybe you just remember that 1 or 2 meetings where there was something important, but then everything else kind of gets put on the way by. Whereas I think now, if you use AI, you don't really have an excuse for those kind of things because you can have that kind of like frictionless capture, and AI can help you recall those things. So I think that's like one like really important aspect.
So you basically use your experience in sales, and then ask yourself, what would I like that would make my life a lot easier, and then implement that into the software.
Yeah, so I'm using my real pain points that I experience when I would, go on a 10-hour.
So maybe that's why, should I bring up the terms vibe coding? As a vibe coder, you have very good results.
I was worried that term might come up because I really don't like it. I think when vibe coding as a concept first came out, it's like writing code with AI. But it was also implied that you're in the vibes. You are just going with the flow, and you are saying, hey, tweak this here, tweak that there, but you're not really approaching it from a thorough plan. Whereas I think really, I actually prefer the term agentic engineering, because when you're building software or you're building anything, you want to start from the specification, you want to start from the strategy behind it, why are you actually doing that in the first place, and then going from a spec to a plan. And then that isn't really like going with the vibes or the flow. It's very different in terms of the direction for your business. Might not be optimal, or it might sound very generic, or you kind of see that and you kind of cringe a bit. And that's where I think kind of that taste kind of comes in, and that's like the judgment of people and experts in that area.
So taste is not just to do with arts and culture. Taste has to come with experience. Like in your case, your experience in sales, all the years of legwork, that developed a taste when it comes to building your own like software, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess we're running out of time, and please come to Hong Kong AI podcast, and you can get a full hour of interview.
That's right. Episode 1, episode 2.
And thank you very much.